What's the hardest thing for you to comprehend about the American culture? What is the best response to, I don't date short guys? What yells, I have no life? Starting workplace drama. Look, nobody wants to be there anyways. Don't make it worse. 50 million power on Rise of Kingdoms. I don't even get these ads, but I've seen the memes using it, and God, they're so funny. Making multiple accounts on any social media platform and having conversations with yourself. Yeah, it's definitely a little rough to see. Having so much time backstabbing and gossiping about people who are not even doing anything wrong to you. Being way too invested in what other people are doing and judging them for it with no good reason. If it doesn't directly affect you, then just don't ignore it, you know? I don't know, just get a life. If you're willing to make a big deal at a place of business with someone just trying to do their job. I work in customer service. I've begun to pity the people that freak out over inconsequential things for this reason. Personally, working as a pizza delivery driver, people take pizza very seriously, and I just have to think, it's pizza. Why are you screaming at me? Easy answer. Pretending you do have one. It's actually hard work watching people unable to live in the moment, too caught up in other people's. Admittedly, it's a little hard to recognize when you're living for other people and not living your life. Coming up to your job on your off day to socialize. When I worked in retail, there were a few people who did this, even after they got fired. Turns out they were part of an organized theft group, which included some supervisors and managers. So they did have a life of crime. Honestly, good on them. I kind of love that story. I completed One Piece in just 1 month. How? I never even seen it, but isn't over 1,000 episodes? Roughly 14 hours a day if you don't skip episodes or fast forward. You know, I'm actually pretty sure there's like a calculator online that like shows you how long it would take you to finish One Piece if you start now, how many hours a day you have available to do it. It's crazy. Being a Reddit mod and thinking it's a legitimate job. Though kudos to those that do get paid for it. I don't know if that actually happens, but if you do, cool. Homeowner association, and by extension, being that person who patrols the neighborhood looking for any potential infraction, legit or not, to report to the HOA. It's kind of disgusting that we have rules. Even if you own a home, you don't just own it, you still have to pay a membership to own the home, I guess, and then follow the rules of having a home. Looking through this thread and seeing if any answers apply to you. Hey, some people don't know. It's nice to hear other perspectives, you know, second opinion and all. Someone who on social media all day, and it's obvious. A dead person. Okay, so, like, yes, but they're also not yelling it, so, getting into arguments with strangers on the internet. Speak for yourself. Oh, we got another one. Hi, Reddit karma. Which genre of music do you loathe? Primary school recording ensembles. One reason that I won't be a parent, novelty Christmas songs where they replace the lyrics with animal noises. Meow, 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 bark, 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 meow, meow, bark, bark, woof. I don't know what song you're trying to like translate with that quote there, but okay. All of these TikTok songs are just so formulaic, almost to the point where I can practically guarantee they have a family member who works for a label. Yeah, unfortunately, Nepo babies are big. Overplayed radio music. Even a good song can be hammered to your sanity when it's overplayed on the radio. Not exactly a genre, but I do understand what you mean. I don't hate any genre, but my least favorite is probably Christian pop, because that has the least substance to me. Songs specifically made for TikTok. Looking at you, Megan Trainor. As a Christian rock is the cheesiest and most cliched thing ever. That subgenre of country music where everyone has to be poor, simple, and stupid in order to be a good person. Christmas. Years in retail will do that to you. Modern country music. Never been a really big country fan, so new and old for me. What ruins cake for you? I guess the easiest answer would be just like if there's too much frosting, it sends me into like a coma. That pre-made frosting that has a metallic taste thanks to colored dyes. When he does not go the distance. But was he at least going for speed, too much frosting, or overly sweet frosting? See, these people get it. Hair. Well, generally hair in any food is not great. Crunchy bits in the cake. You know, that actually doesn't sound horrible depending on how crunchy the crunchy bits are. When the birthday celebrant blows the candles, especially if they have to do many attempts. Wish I didn't care, but especially COVID has made me think about things things like that more than I did before. Raisins. I'm sorry, what sick monster tried giving you cake with raisins in it? If it's a lie. I can't quite tell. This feels like a reference. Nuts. For me, cake should not be both soft and crunchy at the same time. Oh, you know what? That's actually fair. I didn't think about it like that. If it's soggy like a wet sponge, having that garbage whipped icing instead of buttercream, I don't know the difference between them, so regardless, icing, not my fave. If it's too sweet, the singing right before eating it. It's definitely the most dreaded thing I look forward to every year. Fresh fruit. It just waters down the icing and makes the cake soggy. Also, I'm not a huge fan of fruits to begin with. They all just taste like sugar with a splash of flavor. Sounds like you just described LaCroix. Some kid blowing the candles out. If it's a kid's birthday, just know you're not getting cake. Sprinkles. Sprinkles ruin everything they touch. What do you wish other humans would stop doing? Littering. It's actually crazy how easy it is to just hold on to your trash until you find a can, broadly labeling people based on a single statement, instead of asking questions to clarify any doubts. Going to Target when I want to go to Target. Worshipping celebrities. There are so many better ways you can spend your time. Just don't think about these people. Using astrology signs to excuse them from being a POS. Look, I didn't mean to hit your mom with a car, okay? I'm just a Libra. Being a-holes for no reason. Breathing. Exactly. It's a bit too morbid for me, but you're allowed to think whatever you want. Gestures broadly at everything. So you want people to stop doing anything? You just want okay, got it. Giving any attention to those who don't deserve it. Like the Kardashians. Asking difficult questions while having no desire to do anything about the answers received. Being dumb, especially willfully ignorance. And being so damn selfish/greedy. This would probably solve most of the world's problems and make it a nicer place to exist. Driving like a-holes. I feel like we gotta have some more checks for people with driver's license. Like, you do a retest every so often so you know the rules. Cutting me off while I'm talking. God, I can't stand that. Like, I'll be in the middle of a story and then what kind of people do you attract? Mentally unwell ones, apparently. People who should probably find a therapist to listen to them instead of my people-pleasing. No people, just mosquitoes. What an awful life you must live. Other black sheep. I don't attract anyone. There's probably someone out there, you never know. Others with ADHD. Prior to my diagnosis, I was like, but my closest friends are like this too, and they seem normal to me. Only to hear more and more of them reveal that, yeah, they've got it too. The most peculiar creatures out there. Must admit, my roster of friends feels like a roster of Pokemons. Each one uniquely weird. All kinds of, but it seems predominantly broken and depressed ones. Nerds who are obsessed with the same stuff as I am. Love those people. Oh, and creepy guys who are looking for some sort of manic pixie dream girl to change their lives, and who, due to whatever reason, seem to assume that I'm willing to play that role for them. Weirdos, misfits, and outcasts. They are my tribe. Sociopaths? Ooh, that's not a great one. What are you still salty about from your childhood? I was playing chess in a competition at my school against a kid in a grade above mine. I was in 10th grade and he was in 11th. I had his king cornered with a rook, and he decided to place his king directly in front of my rook. I told him, that's checkmate. And he said, no, because if I purposefully place my king in front of your rook, then you can't take him. We argued about this until a judge came to decide who was right. The judge was also in the 11th grade and was a friend of my opponent, so he said I was wrong and he was right. Blew my whole strategy and I ended up losing the game. From what I know about chess, that 11th grader is a liar. You cannot put your king in a vulnerable position, otherwise that's check or checkmate because you just lose. A bully and his two friends followed me home to attack me, even getting off at my bus stop, which was not their stop. I pushed him to run away and he still caught up and gave me the worst bloody nose of my life. I got 5 days detention for admitting that I pushed him to escape 29 years ago. Oh my god, it's situations like this where the no retaliation rule really screws over the victims. The time I was afraid of thunderstorms and my father locked me out of the house while it was pouring. I was wearing pajamas and I was 5 years old. Oh, child abuse. We love that. Yay. My bedtime at 17 years old was 8:30. Moved out the next year. Come back to visit and my 11-year-old brother's bedtime was 9:30. I mean, you can think of it like this. You walked so they could run. How I was abused. Yeah, I'm sure that'll keep you salty for a long time. That I never got to do certain things even though I was old enough until my brother was also old enough. My sis took the GameCube when she moved out. That's the closest I can imagine what being salty feels like anyways. 4 other siblings and I did most of the chores. Now as adults, they're pretty much effing useless. Hey, at least you've got a head start because you know how to do things. My brother falsely claiming ownership of my toys and my parents defending him, thus basically letting him steal my shit. My little brother set his bed on fire. He was upstairs on the 2nd floor. I was in the basement. The fire department came and dealt with it. Brother readily admitted he did it. He did not get yelled at. I did. Definitely not fair that you were getting yelled at, but you were supposed to be watching them if you're the older sibling, but they almost started a fire, so they should have been punished. In 10th grade, my high school lost the textbook I had returned, and I had to pay for a new copy with the money I'd been saving to do stuff over summer break. That's extra criminal, making the child pay for it. Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Was so excited for it, and it was so disappointing. Nowadays, I appreciate it somewhat for its good parts, but it's still not a hair on the of the original. When video games had sequences where you had to push a button really fast to be able to advance, my little fingers could never push fast enough, and there were a few games I never beat for this reason. You see, scenarios like that is where accessibility features are pretty, they're useful. What's a sentence that will trigger an entire fan base? The cow goes moo. The horse goes, Marco, no! The dog goes, Edward. Stop right there, criminal scum. Yeah, you really didn't need to throw Nina back in my face right now. Come on. Greedo shot first. They were on a break. I agree with Ross. Rachel knew things were getting tough. If she didn't want a break, she should have said, we will still talk about this later in person. I'm in no mood for your insecurities. Not, let's take a break. I do see your point, but in fairness, Ross shouldn't have slept with someone like right after that happened, Wrestling is fake. I will not comment on this one, actually. Here's an sentence that should trigger a few people. Why are you using that? That's not, is that right? Is that correct? Beyonce isn't that great. She's good, but I don't know about God status. Star Wars sucks so badly now, they should reboot the entire universe. God, I hate to admit it, but he has a point. This one's just the truth. At the same time, I'd say just leave it alone at this point. I don't know, just leave it alone. Golfing is a nice way to ruin a good walk. Watching Rick and Morty doesn't mean you're smart. If people believe that they're smart because they watch Rick and Morty, you're kinda deluded, sorry. Dumbledore is the real villain in the Harry Potter series. I think I remember what this theory is, but not enough to remember it completely, so sure. Anime is for children. Ugh, I hate to be the actually guy, but this is basically like saying, oh yeah, Family Guy is for children because it's a cartoon. What in your life has disappointed you beyond words? Trying to make friends. I understand I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but it hurts being the outcast sometimes. I keep being friendly though. As you should. I'm glad you're still able to keep a friendly demeanor about you. The American government, hands down. Yeah, gonna have to agree on that one. Realizing in my 20s that older people were just as immature and dishonorable as kids, only permanently so. Very scary moment. You grow up looking to those people, and when the pedestal you put them on falls, you are looking down on them, still powerless to change the world. Myself. The way my life has gone. The uncaring nature of my narcissistic family members that make my life even tougher than it already is. Just life in general. All very valid reasons. I see it. My job as a teacher. Look, if you're a teacher nowadays, I respect the hell out of you because there's no way I could ever handle children now. Oh my god. Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. Force Awakens was fine since it was basically a remake of A New Hope. I was a bit annoyed by it, but I thought that maybe if they used this story as the base for something new, then it might be good. Then Last Jedi came out and it was... well, it was something new, so I kinda got what I wanted in a sense, but it wasn't a good movie, and they made a lot of weird decisions where it wasn't quite clear where they were going with it. But I thought if they at least stick the landing with episode 9, then it would have all been worth it, and they didn't stick the landing. Not even a little bit, not even close. Rise of Skywalker is one of the biggest pieces of dog I've ever seen, and it's so bad. It retroactively made Last Jedi and Force Awakens even worse. Look, I don't got personally personally any strong opinions about Star Wars, but I wasn't a huge fan of this new trilogy, I'll say that at least. Creepy crawlers were a pretty monumental letdown. Also, Crossfire wasn't half as intense as I thought it was going to be. The internet. It really is just a daily disappointment every time you get on it. Prometheus, the movie. Still can't believe it's supposed to be an Alien prequel, but it's just got so many weird choices. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. What video games make you very nostalgic? Ooh, definitely a tough one. I mean, it's kind of a lazy answer, but definitely Minecraft, because I also haven't played it in a very long time. Spyro the Dragon. Even the music has been etched in my brain. Well, I mean, come on. Spyro has some mad bangers. GTA Vice City. Summer holidays, turn on the PC, and just playing without worrying about future. Life was good. Crash Bandicoot. One of the first games I had on the PS2. Used to play it for hours. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. My friends and I would get home from school, play THPS2 at my place until our other friends arrived, and then go skateboarding until dark before returning to play more THPS2. Morrowind. I started playing it in middle school and have always loved the open world and limitless possibilities. I actually just started playing again. AoE 2 and AoE 1. AoE Age of Empires? Is that what it is? I never played it. Lego Star Wars. I will stay mad to this day because I had Lego Star Wars on my GameCube and I don't know what happened to the disc. I thought I dropped it behind my dresser, but it was never found. I don't know what happened to it. Simpsons Hit and Run. There's actually a guy on YouTube right now who's making a complete 4K remaster from the ground up of Simpsons Hit and Run. It's really interesting if you want to look that up. Any N64 game. If I had to be specific, it would probably be Pokemon Stadium because the little mini games were just so fun. The original Doom. The first game an 8-year-old me and my father played together. Age of Empires 2. Taught me history and random phrases in a plethora of languages. Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh my god, what an amazing pick. Oh, I completely forgot. What did you swear in your childhood you would never do, but ended up doing anyways? I can think of a few, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say them, so I'll just stay quiet, I think. Bird watching. I used to think it was the lamest way someone could spend their time when I was a kid. How could anyone just sit around and look at birds? What are you, some kind of bird creep? 20 years later, I'm obsessed with birds. Love hearing their songs and seeing all the beautiful colors. I have become my father. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Get into debt I can't pay off. Unfortunately, if you live in America, you can think this won't happen. It will happen. You won't know how, but it does. I said I wouldn't curse unless a nuke was dropped on my house. That was a fucking lie. Turn into my parents. Tell my kid, because I said so. It's always just been the worst possible excuse because even kids kind of understand like, but why? That's not fair. How does that make sense? Napping on purpose. Wait, so as a kid, you didn't want to nap when you got old? I thought kids loved taking naps. Cry over a boy. Yet another inevitable moment in all of our lives, getting a degree in math. I mean, hey, at least you got the degree, you know? What is something you find super easy to do that other people find hard or tricky? Using the turn signal when driving. I swear they gotta be making cars without them because there's no way this many people don't know how to use it. Retaining almost useless information but forgetting important things. While it might be useless in a broader sense, if it brings you joy to know this information, then who cares? Falling asleep. I wish I could fall asleep faster, but I think I'd have to just start taking like sleep aids and I don't want to do that. Google. Sounds like it'd be something easy to do, but apparently not. I can fold a fitted sheet like a boss. Okay, well, no need to brag, alright? Minding my own business. This is, unfortunately, something I need to work on. To not interrupt people when they are talking. Active listening. Speaking in front of large groups/crowds. Even though this is technically that, I'm still not good at it in person because, my god, it's terrifying. Like, if all of you were standing in front of me right now, I'd probably be pee-peeing my little pants. Lose something I had in my hands 2 seconds ago. Press E to open inventory. De-escalate confrontational situations. This would be a good skill to learn. Figure percentages in my head quickly. I mean, hey, good on you for knowing how to do it, but no, you can't trick me into doing math. What is your favorite insult? Ooh, these gotta be good. Come on, give me some meat, baby. I got called a moist towelette the other day. I'm not sure why, but that one cut pretty deep. Your childhood obviously wasn't burdened with education. It's a little too punching down for my taste, but it's still alright. I hope your day is as pleasant pleasant as you are. May you have the day you deserve. May you live in interesting times. I bet you couldn't pour water out of a boot even if it had instructions written on the heel. That's good, but it's a little too wordy. You've got 2 brain cells and they're both fighting for 3rd place. Mine is, I can explain this to you, but I can't understand it for you. I've seen mud crabs more fearsome than you. You're a towel. Is that a common insult to call somebody a towel or towel adjacent? I've never heard of this. Got this one from Reddit. Everybody who loves you is wrong, but I could never actually say it. Oh, that one's really mean. Yeah, I'd hesitate a lot to say it in person. What instantly comes to mind when you hear grease lightning? Never really understood what grease lightning was. The first thing that comes to mind for me is Kratos ripping Icarus's wings off. The Acropolis, where the Parthenon is. Zeus. Euros. I do believe that's the correct pronunciation. If I'm wrong, it will happen again. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. It is the word. It's kind of got a groove and it's got a meaning. Boy, listen close. I am from a land called Sparta. That was awful. We can all agree, right? I can't do deep voices. Sorry. Greek salad and olives. Yogurt. Are you saying yogurt came from Greece or Greek yogurt? Okay, I guess. What is the cringiest tattoo? My freshman year of college, my buddy got love with the O being a broken heart on his right forearm covering the entire inside of it. Ugh, yeah, if it were small, maybe, but that sounds too big. Your own face. Getting a tattoo of your own face is kind of psychotic. Barbed wire on your bicep that doesn't connect on the inside because that hurts too much. Anything in a language you can't read. As someone who has My Chemical Romance lyrics written in French on their arm, yup, I was 18 and it seemed edgy. Little did I know how quickly I would tire of hearing, "What does your tattoo say?" I've met exactly one person who not only knew what it said, but knew it was My Chemical Romance. Also hate the placement the artist did, but I was too polite to tell him to move it when he put the stencil on. That's a different issue though. Yeah, the placement is kind of more on you because you have full freedom to tell the artist, hey, no, I don't like that. This is my body, you know? Teenagers who get huge anime tattoos. Look, I love anime, but that doesn't age well alongside you. That woman who got the huge Drake tattoo across her forehead some years ago, an ex's name. This applies to your current relationships as well because you never know when it's going to become an ex's name. Any tramp stamp on a guy. Well, that's your opinion, okay? Let other people like things. The new cleavage tattoos. It's the new tramp stamp. That's the new trend? Thank God I haven't seen any yet, I guess. Generic tribal tattoos on gym nuts. Luckily, this died out in the mid-2000s for the most part, and hopefully it stays dead unless the tribal tattoos have some significant meaning to you and your culture. No, gym culture doesn't count. Anything that's meme of the week. I wonder how many are now regretting that Pickle Rick tattoo. Ugh, yeah, if you have a Pickle Rick tattoo, I'm sorry, but I cannot be around you in public. A tattoo in a very visible place that says no regrets. No regrets. What instantly ruins a burger for you? Nothing kills a burger faster than a bad tomato. For me, it's just tomatoes in general, but I agree. Poor construction. When it flies out the other end. Stick everything together with a blob of sauce. I do enjoy sauces on a burger, but to a point. If I end up having to hold a soggy mess, I'm not going to enjoy the burger nearly as much. Also, tall burgers. The two also go together to make an awful burger experience. If a burger is too big for me to actually even take a bite out of it, you made a bad burger. That's just it. Watery old lettuce. One time I got a burger with terrible lettuce. It tasted like it came straight out of a lake. From then, I avoid that place saying, they have lake lettuce, LOL. I once ordered a breakfast burger that was advertised as having, among other toppings, egg. I imagine a nice fried egg or at least a scrambled egg patty of sorts. No, the monstrosity that came out had a quartered, hard-boiled egg on it. Just terrible. What self-respecting chef would serve that? I'm sorry, a hard-boiled egg? Wet, untoasted bun. I never really thought about that, but a toasted bun does really change the quality. When the patty slips out the other side. I don't even know how it happens sometimes because I'll have it perfectly pinched on the back, yet the burger still slips through the crack. People that want to talk while I'm eating a burger when they cost $20+. No food should cost $20+ unless it's like a big serving or there's like sides that come with it. Bits of bone. I regularly bite down on these at Camino. I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt and tried again multiple times, but I haven't been back in a a while because of it. At least you tried giving them chances, but yeah, if they're still not good, then just don't go. I recently had a burger by Gordon Ramsay, and the night before, a $30 burger at a fancy restaurant. Ramsay's reminded me almost of McDonald's. 2 small patties that were so easy to eat, but delicious. The big burger was so effing hard to eat, and I remember thinking, I know this is quality, it's $30, but god damn, it's falling apart. Gordon's burger made me realize the difference between fancy and quality food. A burger should be easy to eat every bite and not fall apart. It should stay together. Yeah, that's kind of the point of a burger, I thought, is it's like a, sandwich. It keeps it all within the bread. Food is weird. You find a wallet with $300 in it. What do you find in the wallet that makes you keep the money? The $300. Is this a trick question? Like, I find the $300, I keep the money. I found a wallet with $2,300 in it, and I tracked the guy down. He was very rude and said, "It all f***ing better be here," counted it out, and then didn't say anything else. I wish I had kept the money after seeing the a-hole that lost it. Hindsight truly sucks in those cases. Once, I found around $800 in cash near the entrance to a Whole Foods. I turned it into customer service, and they asked me for my phone number and said that if no one had claimed it in 48 hours, they would give it to me. About 2 hours later, I got a phone call from a girl nearly in tears thanking me because that was her money for rent. So I feel like even if you find no context with money or a wallet, there are ways to try to get it back to whoever it belongs to. Found a wallet outside my work with about $600 in it. Didn't recognize the face as a coworker, so I brought it home and mailed it to the address on it the next day. I've been getting Christmas cards from them every year since then. While you're not really gaining much out of it, it is really wholesome and cute. No form of identification or anything with a name on it. The ID of someone who owes me $300. My cards and ID making me realize it's my wallet that I've dropped. Found a total of 3 wallets during my time here in NYC. 2 had no cash but ID and credit cards. Third had $20 and all the other stuff. Hunted down all 3 and gave them back. All were just happy to get the ID back, which is a bitch to replace. Lost mine after all this and had the same done for me. Karma is not always a bitch. LOL. A piece of paper with "Keep the 300" written on it. Edit. Whoa, it escalated quickly. Weird that someone would write that. Also weird that it looks exactly like my handwriting. I once found a wallet with approximately $2,000 when I was a teenager. The money was inside a hidden compartment. I handed over it to the police. Turns out some elderly person got his apartment broken into, and the thief stole his wallet but didn't find the $2,000, so threw it out on the curb. Police called me 1 hour after and told me the son wanted to meet me and thank me. He handed me a $50 that I accepted. It might not seem much, but I was really proud of myself, and there's so much gratification in seeing someone really happy. It is nice to do something nice once in a while. What's the hardest thing for you to comprehend about the American culture? Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. Entree means main course. Americans love French fries, cheese, and gravy, but poutine never took off south of the border. Always found that odd. Truthfully, I'm kind of pissed that we don't have many poutine places, or any, really. Like, I just want my French fries and gravy and cheese, come on. Zero tolerance rule. Who came up with that shit? The victim is the one who is f***ed. Either he gets bullied or he gets a penalty for defending himself. Growing up with this initiative on the rise, it was not fun watching people get bullied and then suspended because they fought back. Hearing the bald eagle screech every time I unwrap a slice of American cheese. It is a bit strange, but you do get used to it. You are allowed to drive a car at 16, own guns, and sign up for the military at 18, but alcohol? Behold, the devil's liquid is only for 21 plus. Our age restrictions are very strange, I'd say. You Americans seem to have both the smartest and the stupidest humans on Earth coexisting in your country. We do generally trend to be stupider, I'd say. How dental and eye care isn't included in health insurance. I'm more baffled by the fact that health insurance is technically a luxury, but also required? It makes no sense. MM/DD/YY. I'll never understand why this is such a big problem. This makes sense to me, but that's the American education system for you. What is the best response to "I don't date short guys"? Bite her knees. I mean, you're already down there, might as well. Okay, that was a little bit mean. Short kings, I'm on your side, trust me. Laugh loudly, disappear with the use of smoke bomb. This is actually very applicable to many other situations. When on Tinder, I wrote my height because I know women have preferences, and some dudes will ridicule the tall woman, short man relationship. When I matched matched with taller women who also wrote their heights. I would always ask if they were ready for this kind of long-distance relationship. They always responded with a laugh, and if they didn't want to date, no hard feelings. They don't owe me anything. That long-distance relationship joke is great. Okay, bit of a short response, don't you think? What a coincidence. I don't date short guys either. We have so much in common. I dated a guy who was like 5'6" or something. I'm 5'4". It super wasn't a problem for me in and of itself. What was a problem was that he kept bringing it up. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's? Ugh, these customers are just getting out of hand. Don't respond. Leave. They don't deserve you, and nor should you spend your energy trying to respond to them. Handle rejection with grace. What else can you do? I guess you got a point. I'm sure preparing your response in advance on Reddit is going to tremendously improve your dating outcomes. Okay, hey, listen, we're not all neurotypical like you are, okay? You're not worth the climb anyways. Oh my god, that's so good, right? Like, I'm not a short guy, so I don't know if that's great or not. Alright, I'm getting a little sleepy, so I'm gonna go. Thank you all so much for watching once again. My name is Brandon, and I will talk to you another day. Bye-bye!